Joining us at the beach today is CM Punk.
You know this guy. He's a fake fighter from wrestling. He's gotten fired from wrestling. He's very colorful, and now he's going into real fighting in the UFC. Let's talk to CM Punk a little bit. We've gotten some great stories from the wrestlers. Hulk Hogan told us one time he drank on a flight, and then Andre the Giant stepped on his stomach and he soiled himself. Dwayne Johnson has talked about being on the top turnbuckle and he was sort of hanging out of his trunks. What would you say is your most embarrassing wrestling moment?
I think most wrestlers have a I crapped myself moment, and I did that. Actually, it was about a year ago in December. I think I was in Tulsa or Oklahoma maybe, and I was on so many powerful antibiotics. I don't know. I pooped myself a little bit.
A little bit, just a little.
It might have been a lot. I don't know, but let's just say I was luckily wearing dark trunks, so you won't know if it was just a little or a lot.
Right. And what were the details? Were you kicked in the stomach? What happened? You fell on your back? What? I don't know.
No, it's nothing exciting. I wasn't. It wasn't anything. It just kind of fell out of me.
What can you tell us? Do you have any bad stories? Now, you've gotten married. You've got a dating past with many coworkers, many women in your field. Do you have a terrible story, something that went haywire on you?
I think pooping in the ring is pretty terrible. That's about as haywire as you can get.
No, in the dating situation, not unless you're counting that in the dating situation.
Yeah. That's a little weird. No, I got nothing bad to say about anybody. I'm moving on.
Well, we're not saying you necessarily have anything bad to say about anybody, but dating people you work with is generally not the best idea, let alone on the traveling circus.
Well, sure, but when you're on the road, 320 plus days a year, I would have, in my previous life, loved to have dated an accountant, but when you tell them that, you're only home for 6 hours a week, it's not really possible.
Have you done any partying with Dana White yet? He's got an absence of stars, and you're bringing a lot of star power to him. He's going to like what you bring in the pay-per-view realm. Have you done any partying with him yet?
Yeah, we shared a deli tray once in Chicago, like maybe a year and a half ago, something like that. I mean, it's about as wild as I get.
All right, come on. Give us some of the good stuff. You have to have some of the good stuff. It doesn't have to be
I'm straight edge, right? I don't drink and I don't do drugs and everything.
Yes,
so I don't know
yes, of course. But you have to have some good, fun party stories. You don't have to. You could just you could just mainline your celebrity to some fun stories.
I got some wacky stories, sure, but I don't know if this is the right venue to.
No.
This is the place for that.
That's exactly what this venue is.
That's what we exist for. We're waiting. We've been badgering you up to now to get
I don't know if this is the
that.
venue for that.
Okay. I'll give you a good one. This should give you your fix. We were out, me and a bunch of friends of mine, after a wrestling show. We were out in Birmingham and Alabama, obviously, and we were at a bar, and this girl came up to our table and said, "Oh, hey, you're CM Punk. You're the wrestler. Charles Barkley's in the VIP room. He wants to meet you." And we were like, off, get out of here, whatever, leave us alone. Charles Barkley's not here. We're your friends. What's going on? And then, so she left. 15 minutes later, she came back, and she was like, "Look, he sent me back out here. Charles Barkley really wants to meet you." So we all got up, and we went into this little VIP room, and there he was. It's Charles Barkley. And we all wind up partying with Charles Barkley the whole night. He's mad because I won't drink shots, so he refuses to pay for water or cranberry juice or whatever the hell I'm drinking. We were with the Hornswoggle. He got completely wasted. We have to carry him out. And he's like a good 300, 315, no lie. Like, that's how much he weighs. So we had to carry him out. We wind up going to some other bar with Charles Barkley, and fight breaks out. There's a car accident in the parking lot. Everyone's trying to get out of Dodge, and everybody goes their separate ways. It pretty much, the only way to describe it is it was like a John Hughes movie, like one of those 80s parties where everything's getting broken, there's fist fights, and I'm trying to grab everybody so nobody gets arrested because we got to make it to the next town. And then the next morning, I woke up after 2-3 hours of sleep, which is normal, and I went to the Alabama Gold's Gym, and I'm warming up on a treadmill, and I see Charles Barkley walk in to the Gold's Gym. He walks upstairs. He gets on a treadmill right next to me like nothing ever happened. He looks at me and he goes, "Hey, good morning." how was your night? And I was like, oh, it's pretty wild. And Charles Barkley dialed it up to maybe like a 2 on the treadmill. He walked for maybe 5 minutes, and then he said, all right, man, I'll see you later. And then I watched him walk out of the Gold's Gym. So
It's so funny because it started like one of our Charles Barkley stories, then turned out like nothing like ours, and then ended a lot like one of our Charles Barkley
It's a
stories.
315-pound drunk little person in the middle. That wasn't so hard, right? That wasn't so hard prying that out of you. CM, my father wants a crack at you. Go ahead, Poppy.
What is the last real fight you won?
Oh, real fights.
the last real fight I won.
Yeah.
Well, my wife is Puerto Rican, so I can't say I want to fight with her because then I'll just wind up in another one, if you understand.
He does. Yes, he does.
Unfortunately, on the independent leagues a lot, fans would run into the ring, and it actually happens more often than you think in wrestling. Fans tend to think they're part of the show and jump into the ring. I'd say I won my fair share of those.
Oh, so you're allowed to fight the fans if you're a wrestler. Like, unlike the NBA, when they come in there, you get to take them out. You're like the Jermaine O'Neal of wrestling over there.
You got to defend yourself. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Taking out fans. How many? Give us a number. Number of fans you've taken out in your life.
Oh, man. I mean, this is a lifetime ago, and I used to hear stories from the legends in wrestling like Terry Funk and Roddy Piper about how they would get fans so mad that they would rush the ring, and, old school wrestlers would get their car set on fire. They would get stabbed and various things. So early in my career, I'm talking like 2000, 2002, that was actually a goal of mine, was to try to get stabbed. Try to wind somebody up so much that they stabbed me. And I never made it that far, but plenty of people would rush the ring. And the only way to get in the ring normally is you go in head first, and it's the easiest thing to do is just soccer kick them in the head.
You love
and
it too.
then normally that deters anybody else from trying to jump into the ring. But I don't condone doing that.
Yeah, you don't condone it, but you loved it, didn't you?
Maybe.
And furthermore, you failed at your professional aspiration of getting stabbed. You are a failure because that was
I'm a
big
failure. Yes, but as I said, I'm married, so it might happen someday.
That's not the way to end. See you later. Thank you, CM Punk. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for having me, guys.